So a lot of you will know that I do have a few saving videos on this channel, and you've probably watched a couple of them, and once you've watched them you might be feeling really motivated and you're just ready to save a lot of money and tackle your finances. But there's just one slight problem. Yeah, Auntie V, you read my mind, because I'm still struggling to save money, so I need all the help I can get. Well, I don't need to remind you that Auntie V is always one of those aunties that's going to help you with everything. So in this video I'm going to be sharing with you 5 reasons why you're still struggling to save money. So the first reason why you might be struggling to save money is due to something called lifestyle creep. Now, before I talk about what lifestyle creep actually is, I just want to paint you a quick picture. So let's say you currently have income coming in. So whether that's through your 9-to-5 job or maybe it's through your business, but you consistently have income coming in, whether it's weekly, monthly, every 2 weeks, whatever it is, you know that you have some form of income coming in every time. So at this moment, even though you do have income coming in, you're still struggling to save that money. So it's great that you have that income coming in, but you're still struggling to actually save that money or even control your finances, right? Yeah, but isn't everyone struggling to save? So if you just share with me your bank statements for the last 3 months, how many liabilities would I see? Now, when I'm talking about liabilities, I'm really referring to things that don't even put money in your pocket or things that you actually own. So there's my car finance, but who doesn't need a nice car to be driving on the weekends? I do also have that credit card debt, but I needed to take that trip to Cancun last year. Plus, I just had to join that buy now pay later scheme because I needed new clothes for my image. So already that's a major problem, and I'm not even finished yet. So then obviously there are things that I tend to hear where people are talking about if they actually earned more money, then they would be able to save more. But let me ask you, if those same people were to get a promotion, for example, or maybe they get a new job and they get a pay rise, or maybe they even do really well in their business, and so now they have all this extra money and cash rolling in, but what do you think they do with it? They save it? I mean, I wish that was the case, but no, you're wrong. The majority of people will actually use that money to buy even more liabilities, and that is what I mean when I'm talking about lifestyle creep. And the reason why they'll end up getting more liabilities is because now that they have more money coming in, that's when they'll decide to get a nicer car. So rather than having the banger that you had a couple of years ago, you've decided that you're going to get something better. So instead of driving your Toyota, which was perfectly acceptable and running well, you decide you're going to actually go buy a Tesla. And then rather than going to somewhere like France where it's a bit more affordable to go on holiday, you've decided you've now got money to go Bora Bora instead. And actually, when it comes to shopping, forget about Primark, it's all about Gucci. Do you know why? Because you've got more money. Now, am I saying that all of these liabilities are bad? Not necessarily. But what I'm saying is that if you have enough money to then go and purchase those liabilities, but you're still struggling to save money, then that's a problem. My new pay rise is here and that Gucci bag is just screaming my name. I mean, treat yourself, right? And that, my friends, again, is also known as lifestyle creep. So like the person I am, I always like to see a Google definition as well and then explain it in my own words. So let's just have a look at Investopedia. So Investopedia says that lifestyle creep actually refers to the phenomenon where discretionary consumption increases on non-essential items as the standard of living improves. With lifestyle creep, luxury goods and discretionary spending become perceived as a right to have and not a choice, as a necessity versus a want. I absolutely love that. So in my terms, you are basically buying things that you can't afford, then you're probably using debt to even finance it, and then the worst thing is that liability isn't even making you money. And so that's why you see a lot of people who are earning 6 figures are still living paycheck to paycheck because they're spending the majority of their money on liabilities rather than assets. And that, my friends, is a massive reason why people struggle to save money. And if you're liking this content so far, then feel free to give me a thumbs up, as it really does help to support the channel, plus it's free. So the second reason why I think you might be struggling to save money is really due to a lack of consistency. Now, I quite like these scenarios, so let's do another one. So during the first month you just got paid, and you know what, this month is going to be different. You're actually going to save money, you're motivated, you're excited, and you're ready. So you actually save a proportion of your income and it's all happy days. Wow, I've actually saved 20% of my income. I honestly can't believe it. But then during the second month, obviously you get paid again, but then something else comes up and you're not actually able to save any money at all. But to be honest, it's fine because hey, you already saved money last month. So for this month, you can get away with not saving a penny. Oh yeah, it's Tasha's birthday next month and we're probably going to be going out to eat. Yeah, saving money is just going to have to happen next month. And then during the third month, you're kind of thinking maybe you should start saving money again, but let's not lie, something else has happened during that month, so you can't really save any money that month either. Oh no, I completely forgot that I needed to visit cousin Titi. That's a hefty train ticket, you know. Well, there goes my savings for the month. And then in the fourth month, you realize that you haven't actually saved that much money at all, and then you get really frustrated and demotivated and you decide there's just no point and you give up altogether. I give up. So because you have that lack of consistency where you haven't told yourself that you need to be putting money aside every single month, at the end you don't end up saving a penny. And what's worse is that you don't really have any systems in place when it comes to saving money so that you can actually be consistent. So when you have have a lack of systems, then that leads to a lack of consistency, and then you end up struggling to save more money. So the third reason why I think you might be struggling to save money is really due to having no accountability. Now, this is something that I definitely wish I had when I was starting on this personal finance journey, because I know that if I did have that accountability, then I would have been able to save my money a lot quicker early on, and I do think I would have been able to save a lot more as well. Because like I mentioned in my video where I talked about how long it took me to save £1,000, every time I would actually try to save money, there would always be something that would come up which meant that I would result in spending that money instead. And I know that if I had someone that held me accountable but then also challenged me on some of my spending decisions, then I definitely would have saved a lot more money, and it probably would have been a lot quicker too. Okay, so my friends really want to go to Hawaii, and I know I haven't saved up for my emergency fund yet, but I was thinking that I could go to Hawaii first and then save for it later. Or we could just go to Europe where it's cheaper. Holiday at home it is. So the fourth reason why I do think people struggle to save money is not really having a change in mindset. Now, when I'm talking about mindset, I'm really talking about actually knowing your why. What's your vision? Why exactly are you saving money? Why is it important to you? So when I started reading books like Rich Dad Poor Dad, that's really when my mindset started to shift. And rather than trying to buy all these liabilities and spending my money, I was then starting to think about saving and investing my money. Because at the end of the day, I really wanted that financial freedom and that financial independence, and not just be broke the rest of my life. Now, if you haven't read that book already, I would definitely recommend it, especially if you are looking for that mindset change. So of course, I'll link that book in the description below. And so when it comes to actually having a shift in mindset, you're really more likely to be motivated and understand why you're saving money. Because you do also find that a lot of people don't really understand why they're saving money. A lot of people tend to just save money to save money, and when they have no idea what they're actually saving that money for, they just end up spending it. Hey, do you want to go ice skating this weekend? Sorry, budget says no. But it's ice skating. Budget still says no. And really, this change in mindset is going to be so important, because I guarantee you, when we start opening up and we don't have lockdown anymore, there are going to be a very high proportion of people that have already saved all of this money because they haven't been able to spend it and they've still been working. And again, because they're at home and they're just itching to spend everything, they're going to end up going on a huge spending spree because they have a consumer mindset and they have no idea why they're even saving money. So why not just spend it if you don't know what you're saving for? So the fifth reason why you might still be struggling to save money is really due to instant or immediate gratification. So again, if you don't really know what that means, let's have a look at Wikipedia. The term immediate gratification is often used to label the satisfactions gained by more impulsive behaviors, choosing now over tomorrow. So basically, you just want everything now. You have no time to be thinking about the future, especially because it probably feels miles away. So you really want to live for today. Yeah man, YOLO innit? You only live once. And you know what? A lot of people will have this mentality because you have no idea what will happen tomorrow. I mean, you could die today, so you may as well live your life today. Although for me, I would be interested to see what those people would say if they didn't end up dying today and actually ended up living for the next 60 to 70 years. But that is a really big reason why a lot of people struggle to save, because that instant or immediate gratification starts to then fuel this spending culture. So even if we don't have money now to buy something, because we really need it today, that's when we start to use debt to finance our lifestyle. And that's really where you have your buy now, pay later schemes. And by the way, I love this term that minority mindset tend to use, which is broke now, broke later. So rather than planning out your purchases or even just taking the time to save up and pay cash for it, we don't want to do it. And to be honest, for me, it's even worse where we now have these buy now, pay later schemes, because rather than buying the shoes or the jacket in cash, we're now saying that we just want to buy everything now and just pay over a period of time. And what those companies won't tell you is that yes, it may be interest free for a couple of months, but after that, you'll be so used to that buy now, pay later that you'll end up even buying more, and then you'll end up paying interest on it. And the same thing happens when it comes to credit cards too. But again, because we really need it now, hence the immediate gratification, that's why we just end up using debt rather than having to save for it the old-fashioned way. Yeah, but Auntie V, saving will take me ages. Now please listen to your Auntie V. If you cannot pay cash for something that you don't even need and you're using debt to go and finance it, then you cannot afford it. Now that is a bit of tough love, but again, it's a major reason why people are struggling to save money. A lot of the reason is not because of their income, it's actually because of how they're spending their money. So if you're still struggling to save money and you realize that it's actually because of one of these 5 reasons, then hopefully you can start to work on it. So if you did like this video, then please do give me a thumbs up if you haven't already, and let me know in the comments, do you still struggle to save money? I do post every Tuesday and Friday, so if you would like to know more, then of course you can subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys on Tuesday.